Welcome, everybody. My name is Scott Conklin. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Episcopal High School, and I'm joined by some of our visual arts teachers and some of our students who are very involved in the visual arts at Episcopal High School. So we're excited to share more about the classes that we offer and some of the opportunities in our visual arts programming. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to Liz Vorlacek to introduce herself, and then we'll have the teachers and the students introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Vorlacek. This is my 16th year at EHS, and I live right on the front circle, but my second home is the Ainsley Art Center, where I teach ceramics and painting, and I also help run the afternoon art program and work in the gallery. At Episcopal, we wear lots of different hats. So I'm excited to be here in our virtual format.
Mr. Douglas.
Hi, everyone. My name is David Douglas, and it's hard to believe that I have been teaching at Episcopal for 28 years. It's really gone by, and it has been a great joy to see the art department grow over the last 28 years. We have a wonderful, wonderful art center. I teach most of the photography stuff, photography 1, 2, portfolio photography, and teach AP photography, but I also have a background in drawing and painting, so I've also taught drawing and painting. And it's been a great journey for me, and I would love for you to come and join me in this journey as we continue on with the visual arts here at Episcopal High School.
Ms. Pinkowski, you're up.
Hi. My name is Junko Pinkowski. This is my 5th year in Episcopal High School. I teach graphic design, digital graphics, digital video production, motion graphics, and the drawing 1 this year. And I do enjoy, teaching at the Episcopal. It's just such a wonderful studio that we have, and wonderful people that we work with, and great students. And we have a lot of fun in Ainsley building. Thank you.
Thank you. Maya, do you want to go next?
Hi, my name is Maya Tabron. I'm a junior at Episcopal High School. I've been there since my freshman year. Currently I'm taking Painting 1. I'm involved with Embody Club, and I am a prefect on freshman dorms. And yeah.
Great. And lastly, Arabella.
Hi, I'm Arabella Dixon. I'm a senior at Episcopal. I'm involved in the arts program for 4 years. So now I do an independent study. I'm involved in the art club and mental health awareness, as well as the service council.
Great. Thank you, everybody. All right, Mrs. Vorlacek, I'm going to throw it over to you to talk about an overview of the arts, visual arts, and also to talk about the ceramics opportunities.
Super, thank you. Well, in the arts department, we have a very robust performing arts, but we also have a robust visual arts program. And one of the really wonderful things about the building is that it brings the performing, visual, and everything all together for the community. We also have an art gallery where we have art shows, several throughout the year, and also the opportunity for students to show their work in very large student shows. This year, because of the pandemic, it's a giant classroom, but we will pivot once the pandemic is over and bring our art gallery back. And we also have many opportunities for the performing arts throughout the year, whether it be the musicals or chances for the students to perform in chapel. And there's many opportunities for our students to get there and to kind of be part of the very rich environment in the art building. Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to ceramics. So the ceramics studio currently uh, spread out into two studios. So we have a sculpture room, and then we also have a pottery room. And the opportunities in ceramics, one would start with Ceramics 1, which is an introductory level course that covers it all. It starts out with sculpture, and then we move into pottery. And then if a student really wants to continue, and it's a younger student, that student could continue with portfolio ceramics and then take it all the way up to the advanced 3D level, which is basically our AP level course. And Arabella took that in her junior year. And now she is in an independent study, kind of continuing it, working all 4 years. So many opportunities with ceramics.
Awesome. Thank you. I know both of my children took ceramics and they really enjoyed it. It was definitely one of their favorite classes at Episcopal. All right, Ms. Pinkowski, you want to talk about the digital arts?
So digital arts program that we do offer digital graphics class, which is the printing media and motion media based class. Mostly printing media, and we do poster design, public service announcement type work, as well as business card, T-shirts, or there's some product that we try to produce. And then in advanced class, they will start making on a website on their own for their own portfolios. Or some of them are actually start taking some commission work. So it's actually a very practical class. And digital video production is we cover the basics of the storytelling visually, and we do post-production, pre-production, production, and post-production stages. Like pre-production, we'll do storyboarding, making short lists, and then actual film work, camera work, and then to editing with Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro. Or digital graphics, we use Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator and Apple Motion program too. And then the motion graphic is kind of halfway between two courses, and we do have more graphic elements, is there more experimental video making. And so we use Adobe After Effects most of the time, and Apple Motion as well, and to create very experimental visual effect based, more like title sequence type work. And it's really fun, exciting, very practical. You can probably get a job after 2-3 terms. So that's the digital arts course that we offer.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And painting and drawing.
Should I continue on?
Yeah. So, sure, go ahead.
Right. Okay. So this drawing 1 and 2 class is the basic drawing class. We do traditional drawing technique, traditional drawing technique by pencil hatching work to using charcoals, and we do still life, landscape, life drawing. And then also this year, part of it, we had a lot of distance learning. We started to do more of the digital illustrations as well, and trying to kind of expand what the drawing could be in the course. I'm going to pass it on to Ms. Borchek for the painting class.
In painting 1, that's the course that Maya was in this year. We started off with landscape painting. And this year we worked in 2 different mediums. We worked in gouache, but also acrylic once we got back to the studio. And so you can see an example of a still life, couple of still life works at the bottom, as well as some beautiful pencil drawings from Mrs. Pinkowski's drawing classes. But similar to many of the other areas, a student can take their passion and continue working in a given medium, or pivot and do something else. So that's pretty unique, I guess, about our department in that one can either focus, like with a laser focus, or can move around to different classes, which is pretty great, even in between performing and visual. So thank you.
Great. And lastly, we have photography, Mr. Douglas.
Um, First of all, I'm so proud of myself to unmute to make sure you all can hear me. It's been wonderful to listen to everybody talk about all the things we do in the visual arts at Episcopal High School. When I first came to Episcopal, I was pretty much a one-man show, and I taught drawing, painting, photography, and a little bit of everything. The thing that's most interesting to me about what we've been doing in the visual arts is just kind of how dynamic the arts have become with the digital world that we all live in, and that we're living in this screen-driven world where we are all looking at photographs all the time, and we're all kind of interacting with the world of photography and the digital image. The fact that you can take a photograph and have it sent to China and turned into a billboard within 24 hours is a pretty dynamic field to be working in. So when I first came to Episcopal, I was really thinking and doing more teaching drawing and painting. My master's degree is in painting, but very early on, I realized that when a high school student puts a camera up to their face, it's almost like they're seeing their world for the first time. So it was a really, really great learning experience for me, and it got me very excited about photography again. And so as the program has grown, I've sort of pivoted over to photography and digital imaging, and I learned a lot about computers from my students as I was teaching them about the visual arts. So it's been a real give and take over the 28 years that I've been involved in teaching the visual arts. Specifically about what we do in the photography program and the digital creativity program at Episcopal. Photography One is really kind of a survey of all things in photography. We have a beautiful dark room. We start with sort of the origins of photography and its invention, which strangely enough, photography was invented in 1839, the year that Episcopal High School opened. So our life at Episcopal parallels the world of photography. So in the Photo One program, we kind of explore that origin photography, and then pretty quickly segue into a beautiful state-of-the-art facility with big Mac computers and large format printers where we can do stuff that you can do in any great art school, a great art college or art university in America, to be honest with you. I mean, our facility is as good as any out there. And obviously, if you wanted to continue in photography, the work gets more advanced with photography too. And portfolio photography is a little bit more kind of a catch-all for students who want to continue to explore the world of photography and digital imaging. We also have many, many students who create the AP portfolio, and over the years, we've done exceptionally well with our scores in the AP art using photography as the medium, as well as a lot of students entering and winning national competitions with the Scholastic Art Program, which is the largest high school art contest in America. So I could go on and on and on, but I'll stop now.
That's amazing, all of the opportunities that we have in the visual arts. So we're going to go to a little, and I didn't know 1839. That's pretty cool. Those lined up. We learn something every day. We're going to go to a little Q&A session here, and I'll start off with, excuse me, Maya and Arabella. Can you talk a little bit about what is it like to be a student in the arts department? What is it that you love about the arts? It sounds like you've both been taking arts consistently since your 9th grade year. But can you just talk about what you love about arts at Episcopal? And either can go first.
I can start. So I guess freshman year, I never had been an artist before. I kind of got involved in painting because my sister was really good at painting. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. Really bad, really bad. So I decided and I think that being a part of the arts department at Episcopal is not only like a class, it's kind of an outlet from everything that we do. And I've realized that it's something I can just go in my free time and do, as well as I've become really close with Ms. Vorlachek. She's also my advisor. through ceramics. And I just think it honestly opens up like a community that would not be there.
So for me, I remember freshman year when I saw we had to take an art, I was like, oh my gosh, like I suck at art, like I really don't want to do this. And I remember I took drawing one, and that was probably the best class that I have taken. It was so relaxing, like it was a complete outlet, like Arabella said, from like school and all the hard work that we had to do as a freshman. And then this year I took painting one, which was definitely an outlet from junior year because junior year is the hardest year. And it was very helpful to just like relax and just come in on the weekends. I found myself doing that a lot, which I never really do in any class, but I found myself coming in on the weekends and painting, especially for this painting. Yeah, it's just very fun and very relaxing to just do.
Are those art pieces what you produced at Episcopal?
This one and this one are. These two are. I'm painting, yeah.
Awesome. Very good. To the teachers, and you can answer in any order, but what is it that you, and you've kind of talked about it a little bit, but why do you love teaching in the arts at Episcopal?
I can start. I would have to agree with the girls about the Art Center being a place where we can all come together as a community. In the arts, I've found more and more over the years that the students are finding a high degree of comfort in the building and really making it their space. And I feel the same way, that we can all come together and work on our art projects. So in a given class, I might do a little bit of my own artwork, and then the students see me working, and it's sort of like a kind of a sense of energy and excitement that goes on in the building. And so I think that I couldn't live without that, because it's like teaching is such a big part of my life as an artist. So that's one of the things I love.
All right. So I've got another question for the kids. Obviously, being near Washington, D.C. offers a lot of opportunities for, and this can be for the teachers as well, for the arts to kind of flourish at Episcopal, for us to bring in artists, and for us to get out as well. Can you talk about some of the experiences you may have had through our location that really have been able to enrich your experience in the arts?
Do you want to go or do you want me to go? I can go. I would say just honestly, I found myself like on the weekends kind of going into DC with some of my friends, like to art museums. And I don't think that is something like I ever would have done before. And I think that kind of honestly like sparked more of my creativity just in ceramics. And also the WPE and just going in to see exhibits. And then with the art club this year, we were originally gonna go to exhibits, but then we found ourselves like trying to kind of read about people that had been in DC and artists that are located in the area and trying to reach out to them. So
I can also speak for performing arts. They bring a lot of plays here. Also, there was one called Dear Daddy Longlegs, I think. And that was actually, I thought it wouldn't be good, but it was really good, and I enjoyed watching it. And I think because we were close to DC, we had the availability to go, or for people to come here and perform. Also, I know that we're allowed to go see plays at the Kennedy Center, which I have found myself doing before. And I would have never done that before if I hadn't gotten into the arts at Episcopal. Also, sometimes we can pick our WPEs, and I normally find myself picking art-related WPEs, which again, before Episcopal, I would have never done, but I really am glad that I, did end up choosing to do art for as many years as I have. And yeah.
Yeah. And Maya, what's a WPE for our folks out there that are listening?
A WPE is a Washington program. So we get to go into DC DC every week. You explore different topics with your classes, or just sometimes you get to pick. So as I said, normally I pick like art things. They're also based on classes, as I said. So you can go, say you have a history project and it talks about a topic that you could explore in a museum. So you can go to that museum. And it helps because we are close to sea. So we have access to all these wonderful museums and historical monuments and all that. So
great. Teachers, any specific experiences in your classes that you've been able to integrate DC into your class?
I like to just talk a little bit in general about the incredible opportunity we have to share the resources in Washington, D.C. I grew up in Alexandria, Virginia, and so I have been going to these museums my whole life. And the thing that I miss the most about living in this pandemic and teaching is not being able to go to these museums. We have access to world-class art literally 10 minutes across the river. And there are countless numbers of things that we have explored with my students over the years. Most recently, an exhibition of Tintoretto, which traveled here from Italy and was only in one other European museum besides the National Gallery. And we have the East Wing of the National Gallery and the Phillips Collection and the Corcoran, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And it's just a great opportunity, to be able to. It's one thing to look at a book and see works of art, or to look at a Zoom or a WebEx meeting and look at art, but to be able to stand in front of a 30-foot Tintoretto painting or a Mark Rothko painting at the Phillips Collection is one of the greatest tools that you can have at your fingertips. I mean, it's really the reason that I got so excited about art when I was in high school, and it is a great joy of mine to be able to share my experiences and to take students, to these museums and, experience it with them. I mean, teaching in the arts is really about sharing your love and joy and your expertise in your field. And we are spoiled rotten with the great opportunities we have to do that. So.
It's great. Thanks, Mr. Douglas. And both girls kind of talked about this. And so teachers, I'd like to get your opinions on how you take a student who comes in with very little experience in the arts. And as you can see for Arabella and Maya, they really developed those passions. So how do you take a real beginner and also for those kids that are coming in with experience, what might be a path for them to really explore those passions at a deeper level? I don't know who wants to tackle that one.
I can start. Often a student will come in and I'm no good at art, Miss Orlichek. I don't have any talent, and I'll basically say, well, I don't care. You don't need talent, right? You can start. Everyone can start in the same place, and I think once you tell a student that you can do it, I find that they rise to the challenge, and basically they have the tools, and if they have the support and the safe environment with kind of a no judgment zone type classroom, they will do amazing things. Oftentimes the public will come to our art shows and say, high school students did this, and we'll say, yeah, we really believe in our kids, and they rise to the challenge. So I think my philosophy is that it doesn't matter how you come to us. If you come to us with a ton of talent, that's great as well. And we can nurture that and push that along in a different way. But oftentimes the two types of students can work right along together. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Thank you.
If I add it to it, it's really interesting. Like digital media, we tend to have students who, I have a lot of students coming in and go, I'm not good at traditional art, so I'll take this art. And but I'm not that creative, and I do have those students a lot. And it is fascinating in maybe compute or the digital arts is kind of less intimidating part of it, maybe because people are more familiar with it and then coming in, and then they realize, oh, this is so much I can do with this program. And then that, from that, and I said, well, maybe I might try this photography, I might try this painting, and I might bring it back into this digital art to create something of it, or create a website by themselves, or they really kind of expands their curiosity and talent. So when they're coming in, even they're nervous, it is amazing how much actually the classroom environment itself, or how the students are working, or how teacher work with the students, makes probably be more comfortable to be able to do their work on their own pace. And then I do have advanced, very experienced students who can actually take on a job right away. We would push that way, to take them to the next level. And so that kind of like a coexisting in the same environment is really kind of healthy. At the same time, it's not pressuring, and it's a comfortable environment that I think that we provide in this Ainsley building.
Great. Thank you. So I have one last question for the girls, and then teachers, if you have any kind of last comments, I'll give you the opportunity to do that, and then we'll wrap up. But Arabella and Maya, if you could give advice to a student who's watching this video, who's thinking of applying and attending Episcopal and is interested in the arts, is there any advice that you would offer them once they become a student here?
I can start. Definitely keep an open mind, because you may think that you do one specific thing and then try something else and learn that you love that other thing. So I think you should definitely keep an open mind and try new things at all times. Don't be put into a box. Always expand your passions and what you want to do. And the teachers are always here to support you. And, you may not be good at first, but you will definitely be good at it by the time you finish. So
I would say stick with it, and just enjoy it. Like, your piece isn't always going to look perfect. The amount of pots that I've broken is probably more than I've made. So, it's more about like just having fun with it. And not everyone does art. And I think the people who do, I think it's like really cool. And just kind of using it as an outlet from the world, because that's what art is supposed to be. So
good advice, Maya and Arabella. Teachers, any last comments?
Yeah, I'll jump in there. Art is just really a really, really, really powerful language, and all the things that everybody has touched on in what they've said have just been right on. Arabella just spoke about how much fun it is to make art. I have been making art since I was in high school and before that, and it's all I was ever really seriously interested in. And a lot of it is because it's just great, joyous fun to do it. I always kind of describe art as serious fun. You come into the studio and the music is blaring, and it has this atmosphere of collaboration and sharing and doing this work together. And as I said, when I first spoke about kind of my experiences at Episcopal High School, about kids who, when I noticed that they stuck a camera up to their face and looked through that viewfinder, that they were kind of seeing their world for the first time. And it is an incredibly powerful language at a time when in their lives when I think it is a great opportunity for them to learn the skills to use this powerful language to shout out who they are, what they care about, and what they think. So it's just a great opportunity for them and a great joy for us, for the teachers at Episcopal to share what we know about this and to do this with them. We just have a great time over in the Art Center doing this together.
Great. Well, thank you, everybody. That was so amazing to hear all the wonderful opportunities our students have, and the passion that our arts teachers and have working with our students, and also as professional artists. It's really exceptional, the opportunities that we have here at Episcopal High School, and the resources of DC and also in Ainsley Arts Center. I don't know that there's too many high school arts facilities that has all the features that Ainsley does. For all the prospective students out there, if you're interested in learning more about the visual arts, please contact us in the admissions office or any of our teachers. If you have questions for Maya or Arabella, we'd be happy to put you in touch with them as well. But thanks for joining us. We look forward to the next steps in the application process. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.